I'd like to call the Macomb City Council to order, please. If you'd please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If the clerk would call the roll, please.
Justin Shu,
Present.
John Vajezi,
Here.
Byron Shabazz,
Here.
Dave Dorsett,
Present.
Ashley Katz, here, Don Wynn,
Here.
Dennis Moon,
Here.
7 present.
We have a quorum. Thank you. I'd entertain a motion to sit as the Township Board.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Inman,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz, aye, Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Citizens wishing to address the Township Board on matters germane to the agenda of tonight's meeting will be limited to 3 minutes and are asked to be brief and concise in making their remarks. Comments submitted by mail or email will not be read aloud, but a copy of those will be provided each member of the Township Board who made a part of the minutes of this meeting. Does anyone wish to speak to the Township Board under the public comment section of the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 1 is the consent agenda. Motion is in order.
Move to adopt as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz, aye, Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Inman,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. There is no old business. Under new business this evening, there's a copy of the proposed township meetings for 2024. We'd entertain a motion to adopt those.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
So moved and seconded to adopt those township meeting scheduled for 2024. Any discussion? Madam Supervisor, you have any comment on that at all?
No, I just want to make sure that everybody recognizes we do have the annual town meeting, which is the one meeting that the city does not.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz, aye, Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Inman,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Just one item of information. The decennial meeting has been rescheduled to October 30th at 5:15 or immediately following the committee of the whole meeting that evening. It's a point of information for everyone. There's no reason for an executive session this evening, and entertain a motion to resume as a city council.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz, aye, Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Inman,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion is carried. Thank you. And we'll resume to the City Council meeting. I'd like to ask Mr. Tom Clauden, the chairman of the Macomb Airport Authority, if he could join me at the podium to issue a proclamation. Authority Council, I'd like to issue the following proclamation. And whereas Macomb is in the state of Illinois and has significant interest in the continued vitality of general aviation, aircraft manufacturing, aviation educational institutions, aviation organizations, and community airports. And whereas general aviation and the Macomb Airport Authority have a significant economic impact on the city of Macomb, and whereas the 2020 Illinois Aviation Economic Impact Analysis found that airports in the state support an annual economic impact of $95.5 billion, more than 492,000 jobs, and a payroll of $32.6 billion. And whereas, according to the FAA, the state has 105 public use airports, these airports serve almost 18,800 pilots and more than 7,300 registered aircraft. And whereas, according to the FAA, the state is home to 99 repair stations, 55 FAA-approved pilot schools, almost 6,500 student pilots, and over 3,600 flight instructors. And whereas general aviation not only supports Illinois' economy, it improves overall quality of life by supporting emergency medical and healthcare services, law enforcement, firefighting and disaster relief, investments in sustainable fuels and technologies, and investments in an innovative experimental technology like vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, and by transporting business travelers to their destinations quickly and safely. And whereas the United States faces a shortage of aviation professionals, leaders should invest in this critical infrastructure to ensure future economic growth and our next generation of aviation professionals and pilots. Now, therefore, I, Michael J. Inman, Mayor of the City of Macomb, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2023 as General Aviation Appreciation Month. And I urge all citizens to join me in recognizing the important role of aviation in our local communities. And Mr. Chairman, I'd give this to you and ask you to accept it on behalf of a grateful community, and maybe if you've got just a moment to fill us in on some happenings that are happening here locally.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, the mayor talked about economic impact within the state, which is huge. We were just at a Illinois Public Airports Association meeting on behalf of the airport here. 23 other airports were there, FAA folks were there, Division of Aeronautics, IDOT people, a lot of people out of Springfield, which manage the purse strings and the projects that we go after for our own airport. You all know how that works. But a very good event. Of course, IDOT talked about the economic impact in the state, but locally here, with our airport, that same economic study came in at 6.7 million as the economic annual impact to our region locally. And that's really what we're focused on. And so on behalf of the board and our great team out at the airport, I would just thank you, Mayor, and thank the council, and frankly, the other community groups, whether it's the Chamber, or the Convention and Visitors Bureau, or the MADCO, or multiple others that support transportation in general, all forms. We all work together, and I think that definitely shows. With the change last year, you may have heard with Jet Air coming into the airport now, who took over for Cobb Aviation Services when Lee retired. They have done a really good job of continuing with flight training, maintenance, facilities, charter work, all of the above to make our airport as great as possible. And if you ever get out there, I think you'll see that in action. Lee Cobb is still retained as our airport manager, who you probably know. He's got a lot of years of service and still doing a great job. So again, thank you all for your support of transportation, support of the airport. We feel it every day, and I really appreciate this on behalf of the board and look forward to working with everybody in the future. So thank you.
And Council, if you'll allow me, I think the agenda calls for another proclamation to be issued, and the recipient was unable to make it here due to some traffic issues. So if you'll allow me, I'll read the following proclamation. Whereas National Apprenticeship Week is celebrating its 9th anniversary of raising awareness of the vital role registered apprenticeships provide in creating opportunities by allowing apprentices to earn while they learn and preparing a pathway to good, quality jobs, well-paying careers in Macomb and across the nation. And whereas registered apprenticeship programs enable employers to develop and train their future workforce while offering career seekers affordable paths to secure high-paying jobs, and whereas Macomb recognizes the role of registered apprenticeship in expanding opportunities in our workforce that are inclusive of individuals who have been historically underserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality, thus providing a path for all qualified individuals, including women, youth, people of color, rural communities, justice-involved individuals, and individuals with disabilities to become apprentices and contribute to America's industries. And whereas Macomb recognizes that registered apprenticeship, a proven and industry-driven training model, is a key strategy to improving job quality and creating access to good-paying, family-sustaining jobs for all, starting with youth and youth adults, and while addressing some of our nation's pressing workforce challenges, such as rebuilding our country's infrastructure, addressing critical supply chain demands, supporting a clean energy workforce, modernizing our cybersecurity response, and responding to care economy issues. Now, therefore, I, Michael J. Inman, Mayor of the City of Macomb, do hereby proclaim November 13th through November 19th as National Apprenticeship Week in the City of Macomb, and I urge the community to learn more about the importance of registered apprenticeships. Blanche Shoup, who's a workforce development coordinator for the community, could not be here, but we'll make sure she gets a copy of that, and that will be entered into the record this evening. So thank you. Council, before you is a consent agenda, and a motion is in order.
Move to accept.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the consent agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Bajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And if you'll pause for, allow me to pause for just a second. I think Blanche's representative has just arrived. Okay. Well, sir, we just read this into the record, and it's White. Is that right? Your first name?
My name's Dirk.
Dirk. I'm sorry.
Hi. Good to meet you.
You're the apprenticeship coordinator. Is that right?
Yes.
Would you like to give any comments as to about what you're doing in relation to the program tonight?
Well,
If you could step to the podium.
no problem. Thank you.
Right on the spot.
Right away, I was just walking out of the office and got the call and said, hey, you need to be up there. Well, thank you. And we thank you for doing the proclamations. This is something that the state has been doing a few years. It's an initiative that's nationwide, carried out by the Department of Labor and goes through every state to help build up apprenticeship programs. And last year, this Illinois was, I believe, either first or second in the nation on the proclamations that we submitted for apprenticeship programs. So we thank you for being able to do this. Essentially, we've been working this for about 4 years, this effort, 4 or 5 years, and we've been seeing some good development, I should say, in the 9-county area that we serve. So again, thanks. I don't know if you need anything else. I just want to appreciate everything and everyone that you do.
Thank you. And this is coming up in the first part of November, so we'll have an opportunity
There is
to.
Apprenticeship Week coming up
Right.
in November, and there will be some events. I know we're trying to plan a few things across our 9 counties as far as the events to help the initiative. We're going to have something in Quincy with some of the employers over there. There'll be an event at John Wood with IMAC and various other employers where we will be talking about apprenticeships. Going to be trying to get together with some schools, talking to some students about apprenticeship programs and what might be possible for them when they get out of school. And we're very open to work with anyone to do some other events during November for Apprenticeship Week as well. So if anyone has any ideas or anything like that, just pass them along to the mayor and he'll pass it along to us and we'll go from there.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Leffler. Appreciate your coming and joining us this evening.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, Council, citizens wishing to address the City Council on matters germane to the agenda of tonight's meeting will be limited to 3 minutes and are asked to be brief and concise in making their remarks. Comments submitted by mail or email will not be read aloud, but a copy will be provided to each member of the Council and made a part of the minutes of this meeting. Does anyone wish to speak to the Council under the public comment section of tonight's agenda? Ready, hearing none. We'll move on to unfinished business. Item number 1, consideration of an ordinance to create a special event liquor license for the McDonough District Hospital Foundation's annual Jingle and Mingle event. This will be second reading.
Thank you. The McDonough District Hospital Foundation has filed an application requesting a special event liquor license be created for and issued to the foundation for its annual Jingle and Mingle event to be held at 25 East Side Square in the city of Macomb. The event will be held at the Macomb Arts Center on November 30th between the hours of 6:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. If adopted, the ordinance would indicate that a special event liquor license would be created for the annual McDonough District Hospital Foundation Jingle and Mingle event, November 30th, 2023 at 25 East Side Square between the hours of 3:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m.
Thank you. That'll stand as second reading. Motion is in order.
Make a motion to create a special event liquor license for the McDonough District Hospital Foundation annual
jingle and mingle event.
Second.
So moved and second to issue the special event license for MDH. Any discussion? All righty, hearing none, we'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
Bajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. There is no other unfinished business this evening. Under new business, item number 1, consideration to grant permission for the Public Works Department to seek bids for a filter backwash pump installation. There's a memorandum in your packet from the Public Works Director. Ms. Ortman, could you come down and go over that for us, please?
Good evening. You may recall in August, I had you approve the purchase of a filter backwash pump because ours had failed at the water plant. So that pump is on order and we're expecting it to be delivered in late November, early December. Anticipation of delivery, I'd like to go out to bid to hire a firm to install the pump. In the past, we would have just used Peerless Pump to install it. That's who we're purchasing it from, but they travel from Dubuque. So I called around to some of the more local mechanical contractors to see if that was something they could install for us, even though they hadn't purchased the pump. And I got a yes from a couple of local contractors that they could do this. So instead of just giving it to the company out of Dubuque, I thought we'd go out for bids and see how that went. Because it'll save us, if nothing else, it'll save us mobilization from Dubuque because we're having the pump shipped directly to the plant.
Very good. Any questions for Alice? Already would entertain a motion to grant authorization to Public Works to seek those bids.
Move to authorize Public Works to seek bids for filter backwash pump installation.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Wynn.
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
Bajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 2, consideration to approve design contract with IMEG for a 2023 Community Development Block Grant Public Infrastructure Water Main Replacement Project. There's a memorandum in your packet from the Public Works Director, and Alice, it's yours. Thank you.
Thank you. We received a $1.5 million grant earlier this year. The water mains that are included in this had been previously designed by IMEG over probably the course of the last 5 or 6 years, if maybe not even a little longer ago. I did look into potentially hiring another engineering firm to go ahead and pick up this project and carry it through construction, but that was considerably more expensive to do because they would have to do some more survey work and everything to verify the drawings if they were going to be the professional engineer in charge. So with that in mind, I am going to recommend that we award a contract to IMEG for the $19,000 to get the project out for bid.
Any questions for Alice? All right, we'd entertain a motion to approve the design contract for IMEG for the CDBG Public Infrastructure Water Main Replacement Project.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Moon.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
Bajezi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
No.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. And item number 3, consideration to award a bid to Complete Asphalt Services Company, that's CASCO, and the amount of $34,851 for crack sealing project with the Public Works Operations Division. The Public Works Director has a copy of the bids and a memo in the packet. Alice?
This is the results of the rebid. Operations Manager Whitford went and reworked the scope. And one of the main things he did was he eliminated any remobilization within the city. So all of the streets to be crack sealed are within the same area. So it'll be one mobilization. And so it's mostly stuff up here, Adams, Murray, in that area. So the bids did come, we're shooting for 50. We came in at 34,851. So we're asking for approval to award that contract to Casco.
Any questions for Alice? Ready to entertain a motion to award the bid for $34,851 to Casco.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to award. Any discussion? Alice, what's the timeline, you think?
I would expect they'll be out here in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All righty, hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you,
very
Alice. Item number 4, consideration to approve meeting schedules for the Macomb City Council and Committee of the Whole for calendar year 2024. There's a schedule of those meetings in your packet, and we'd entertain a motion to adopt those meetings.
Make a motion to approve the meeting schedule from Macomb City Council and Committee of the Whole for 2024.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt that schedule of meetings. Any discussion? Already hearing none, roll call, please.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 5, consideration to adopt a resolution accepting a grant from the Illinois Housing Development Authority's Strong Communities Program. This would be round 2 funds. So there's a copy of the resolution. I'd ask that the city attorney read that into the record, please.
Thank you. The City of Macomb has been awarded a grant from the Illinois Housing Development Authority for the Strong Communities Program Round 2 in the amount of $487,000 to be utilized for rehabilitation and/or demolition of abandoned properties within the recipient's area. The resolution provides that the mayor and city clerk will be authorized and empowered to execute and deliver documents in furtherance of the acceptance and awarding of that grant. And any documents previously executed by those parties would be ratified, authorized, and confirmed by council.
Thank you. This was discussed at last week's Committee of the Whole. We'd ask for a motion to adopt the resolution.
Move to adopt a resolution accepting IDA Strong Communities Program Round 2 grant.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 6, consideration to adopt a resolution authorizing an interagency agreement for the West Central Illinois Task Force. There's a memorandum in your packet from Chief Hamer, and I ask the city's attorney to read the resolution to the record, please.
Thank you. Units of government are permitted under the Illinois Constitution to enter into agreements to share powers and authorities. The West Central Illinois Task Force is comprised of area law enforcement agencies that work together to combat multi-jurisdictional trafficking of narcotics, controlled substances, dangerous drugs, guns, and illegal street gang activity. All the parties recognize it is in their joint benefit and mutual interest to pool their resources to provide coordinated enforcement activities. If adopted, the resolution provides that the council adopts the interagency agreement in the format attached in Exhibit A.
Thank you. We'd entertain a motion to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adopt the resolution. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
all ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. There is no other new business to come before you this evening. Any committee reports this evening? Alderman Vajezi.
Just a quick note from the animal shelter. Unfortunately, we did not receive the numbers of cats and dogs this past month. The person from the animal shelter was not there, but it was noted that there's still a number of cats, a number of dogs that need homes. And please remind the residents that we ask that you do not drop off baskets of cats or tie up dogs in the kennels outside overnight, that they should bring them inside and hand them off to somebody.
Very good. Thank you. Any other committee reports? Already hearing none. Aldermanic reports. Alderman Moon.
No report.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Wynn.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Katz. Thank you, ma'am. Alderman Dorset.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Shabazz.
Just want to say the university did a really good job with homecoming this year. Safe, fun. A lot of the Black alumni came back, and we're having what's going to be called the Black Family Reunion for Black alumni in April. So a lot of very positive things. That's That's it.
All right, appreciate that. Alderman Vachesi.
Piggybacking after Alderman Shabazz, thank you to Bailey Roush and Nick Katz, who were really kind of the two forefront people that put this together. To WIU, the Macomb Police Department, Public Works, but most importantly, the citizens. There were a lot of people out there. So it's great to see people out supporting our local university.
In spite
Very
of the
good.
weather.
Thank you. Alderman Shue.
No report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Anything?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Scalf.
No report, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coker.
No report, Your Honor.
Alrighty. Would ask for your concurrence, council, in reappointing Tina Bells to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Motion to concur?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to concur. Any discussion? And since this does receive compensation at the rate of $10 per meeting, so we'll need a roll call vote, please.
Okay. Shu,
Aye.
Vajezi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Moon.
Aye.
All ayes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And I'd ask for your concurrence in reappointing Belinda Carr to the Equal Opportunity for Housing Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to concur. Any discussion there? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I don't believe there's any, and thank you, and I don't believe there's any other business to come before you this evening. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.